happening behind closed doors. So let's really go with the story that we have today, and it's about polygamy. You know, there's this trending thing that I've been on the internet with one actor and one actress. But don't worry, let's get into the story so that we can get to drop our opinion. So let me read the story out to you guys so that we could happily start the show. So the person said, "Blessing CEO, I greet you, one of your biggest fans on Facebook. So let me get some advice from you. I also watch your program Moments with Blessing CEO on DSTV. Thank you, sir. I've been married for 7 years now and I am in love with another woman. I still love my wife, but I don't know how to tell her that I got a side chick pregnant and I want to marry her. Is there any implication to polygamy? I want my children and my family under one roof. But how do I tell my wife? I have a child. How do I tell my wife that I have a child with another woman and want to bring her home? Blessing CEO, please suggest the best opinion to polygamy. How do I break the news to my wife? I see how they drag this famous actor, Yola Duce, and his wife. And I am so scared my wife will pull down the building. What if my wife decides to leave the marriage with our 3 kids? How do I begin? Advise me on polygamy. I love my wife and I love my side chick. Is it possible to love both of them equally?" This man wants to put me on a hot seat. I'm only going to round up the story for those of you who are just coming in. It's about polygamy. He said he got another woman pregnant, like a side chick, and he doesn't want his family to be scattered. He wants to bring the woman in, more like his second wife, but he doesn't know how his wife. First of all, polygamy is something that is part of Africa. Yes, it's part of our culture. It's part of our life. And like I used to say, is there any woman that is actually good to be unmarried, whose daughter is actually good to have a fatherless child? So if a man decides to want to take in a woman that he impregnated, I think it's an honorable thing. And if the first wife feels that she's not comfortable with it, she should take a walk. That's my suggestion about polygamy. Polygamy is accepted in the world. Every child is a blessing. And a mistake has been made, a child has been brought, and if a man says he wants to bring up his children under one roof, I don't see anything wrong with that. It's only a selfish woman that might say no to that. And that's why I actually love the Muslims, because the Muslims are like, they bring everybody together in one roof and treat them equally. But the Christians, they want to impregnate this person, marry this person, and keep this person outside. So I'm going to say to the man, break the news to your wife. If she doesn't want to stay, she can move. Because as a man, I think it's an honorable thing for you to do. Impregnating a young girl and marrying her is dignifying. It shows that you are a man, you are no dogu. Because it takes guts to do that. To say you want to raise all your children in one roof. So we're going to open up the phone lines right now to bring your opinion, because I know everywhere with your hearts. I know you have something to say. Yes, you do have something to say. Especially the women. Why are we so selfish? I used to tell a lot of women, what about your daughters? Let's assume somebody impregnated your child. What do you expect? Are there some women that are good to be baby mamas? And are there some women that are good to be wives? If a man chooses to be dignifying to bring that woman home, I think it's something honorable. I respect such man. So you can actually drop your opinion on polygamy. For me, I'm open to polygamy. Just like on the media when you're dragging this popular actor Yola Duce just because he took another wife. I don't see anything wrong. Where are you calling from?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Hello?
Hello. I think we lost the caller. Please feel free to call back. The phone number to call is right on your screen. Hello. We're still talking about polygamy. I was talking about the popular actor Yola Duce, who got married to an actress, Judy. The internet has been on fire for over 2 years right now because people are saying he was supposed to take permission from the wife. But the question is, how many women is actually going to sit down and accept their husband bring another woman into the house? when you're not a Muslim? Let's be very honest. And I ask the question again. If it were to be your daughter, that a man got pregnant and keeps her outside wedlock, are you going to be happy as a mother? Don't you think it's something dignifying to actually put your children under one roof? I think it's something very honorable for men to do. Feel free to call the number on your screen if you want to drop your opinion about polygamy. As for me, I'm very open to polygamy. Any woman that her husband wants to get another wife and she's not prepared for that.
Hi, I'm Ari, and I'm calling from Abuja.
Hello?
So, like, I feel like what the man is doing is bad. Because at first,
I can hear you. Go ahead.
I'm Ari, feeling so bad. I think you shouldn't take that step. Yes. What?
Good evening. How are you doing?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. I can hear you. How are you doing?
Hello, good evening.
I can hear you. Go ahead. Go ahead. I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm a very good fan of yours.
So what's your name and where are you calling
My
from?
name is Gloria. I'm calling from Kaduna.
Okay. You want to drop an opinion?
I'm a very good fan of yours.
Please, could you turn down the volume of your TV so that I can hear you?
Yeah, my opinion regards to this topic you just raised this evening. Well, from the north, and we from the northern part of Nigeria, we are polygamous in nature, and also I don't think it's a crime for if a man should pregnant a lady outside and decide to bring her home. I can rarely say what of if it is someone's daughter or mother, how will that person feel? So in regards to that, I feel my take on it is it's a very, very good one. You need to bring the family together so that they can be able to live under one roof. You monitor them so that they will stay together. That way when they grow up, they will be able to identify their siblings. That's my take on this.
Thank you so much. God bless you, my darling from Kaduna. Oh my God, I think I love this advice. I think she sounded this way because she's from the northern part. I ask you again as a woman, whether you're a northerner or you're a Christian, are you going to be happy if somebody actually impregnates your daughter and decides to make her a baby mama? Are there something very dignifying for a man to impregnate a woman and own up to her? So we have another caller. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Good evening, sir. Please turn down the volume of your TV when you're calling. If you're calling and you don't turn down the volume of your TV, I might not be able to hear what you have to say. I know you want to hear yourself, but it keeps echoing. Use the number on the screen if you want to drop your opinion. It's still Moment with Blessing CEO. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about polygamy, about a man who impregnated another woman outside wedlock, and he doesn't know how to approach his wife.
Hello.
Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, so I heard what the man said. Hello?
I can hear you, darling. Go ahead.
Hello, are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you, my love. Go ahead.
Okay, so my advice to the man is go ahead and bring in the second wife. But before that, you have to let your wife know, because it is very right for her to know that you have another family, or you intend to have another family. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So you can also, because she might not feel happy. Yeah, because you know how women are, but you have to try and make her happy, and also try to beg her as well. Once you have done what she feels like you can do to her, then you can leave everything to go. But make sure that your whole family are together. That's my advice.
Thank you so much. God bless you for this advice. I think I love the women. I actually least expected this to come from women. I thought the women were going to banter. Now, it's dignifying for a man to bring his family under one roof. It's a dignifying thing to do. I'm going to step aside. But I just feel, if a man says he wants to grow his family in one roof, I feel it's something very honorable to do. So we have all the callers, and we have another caller calling. Hello. Hello, good evening. Can you hear me? I think we lost the caller. So it's 2 moments of blessings here. We're talking about polygamy. Yeah, polygamy. What will be your reaction if your husband come and tell you right now that I have a child outside and I want to bring the child inside? We have another caller. Hello. Hello. Please turn down the volume of your television if you're calling so that we can hear you. We can hear you loud and clear. And we are still talking about polygamy. We have another caller. Hello. Hello, turn down the volume of your TV, please. Hello, good evening. Okay, what's your name and where are you calling from? Hello, sir, I can hear you. Go ahead. Turn down the volume of your TV if you want me to hear you. I think we lost the caller. Yeah, please, if you're calling, try to turn down the volume of your TV. If you do not turn down the volume of your TV, I might not be able to hear you. So if you're just tuning to channel 189 DSTV Pop Central only, it's Moment with Blessing CEO, and we're talking about polygamy. And we're saying as a woman, hello. Good evening.
No, can you hear me? Good evening.
I can hear you. Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Okay, my name is Anita. I'm coming from Lagos.
Okay, go ahead and drop your opinion.
So that it, let me just be playing with pigeon. They will they chop winch for themselves. So it's better let his wife. The wife wants to marry somewhere else. Maybe get her a house. I'm not saying he should not marry her, but they cannot be in the same house. So for peace to reign. That's my own opinion.
Thank you so very much. I think I love this caller. She was very blunt. She said for peace to reign, maybe they chop each other when they can't be in the same house. But it's actually very possible for women to be in the same house. It's just depending on how the man unites them. The truth about it is it going to be better that you find out that your husband have children outside wedlock, or you are aware of who he's sleeping with and how many children that he has. Women, let's be very critical about this polygamy thing. I think if a man is sincere enough to come to you to tell you that, I impregnated somebody, yes, it could be a mistake, it could be a one-night stand, but there's already a child involved. I think there's absolutely nothing wrong to bring that child home. Polygamy is part of our culture. I don't know how we learned all this, I cannot bring one woman home, you have to be only me. No. It's part of our culture. How do you get to know your siblings? How do you get to train your children? Do you prefer that your husband keeps sneaking and lying instead of being open to you and sharing it with you? Okay, I impregnated somebody. I am sorry. I knew what I did was wrong. Forgive me. After all, the Bible said forgive 7 times, 7 times. So I don't think there's anything wrong with polygamy. The number is right on your screen. If you want to contribute, feel free to call the number on your screen to contribute to the show. We have another caller. Hello. Hello. Good evening. Good evening. Hello, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello?
I can hear you. We can hear you. We have another caller. Hello. Hello. We lost the caller again. Please turn down the volume of your TV if you want to drop your opinion. We are still talking about polygamy. Hello. I can hear you. Good evening. Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from? Good evening.
Hello?
I can hear you, ma'am. Good evening. Please turn down the volume of your television if you're calling. If you don't turn down the volume of your television, I will not be able to hear you. Your voice is going to be echoing. We have another caller. Hello.
Hello?
Hello, good evening. Where are you calling from and what's your name?
Yes, I'm coming from Kenya.
Okay. You want to drop an opinion on the topic?
Hello, I'm coming from Kenya.
Okay, I can hear you. Go ahead and speak.
Yes. What I'm trying to say about the polygamous topic, I'm coming from Kaduna, and it's not a friend religion inside it, but men, that you see your men, they get on that road inside their heart.
I swear.
You know, that natural love that's protecting their heart. So for that, say man was still born wife, or man was not still born wife, that's always been the problem with men. You know?
Yeah.
Man not going to job right every day for his wife. For me, I support polygamy. I support a man having more than one wife. But when God is say, okay, man gets belly, and man gives another woman belly for husband. That's rubbish.
Thank you
That's
very much.
rubbish. Yes, that's rubbish.
Are you married? I think we've lost the caller. I love this caller. She's actually very blunt. She said she support polygamy. She said, man, they shop poly rights. They like to shop a pussy, shop a bono, chop a tikaiko. They took their long shoes. But for me, personally, as a relationship therapist, I support polygamy. 101%. I prefer a man who would group his family under one roof. It is dignifying, it is respectful, and I call that man an odogu. It only takes a real man to put his family together. He's not the one that will impregnate one woman, keep one woman in the house, and be sneaking around. No, I support polygamy 101%. A lot of people always tell me, Blessing, if you're the one right now, and you're married, and your husband gets someone else is pregnant. I'll say, if I cannot take, I will go. Now, polygamy is very simple. If you feel you cannot live under the same roof, you walk away. That's the honest truth. It's a choice. But for me, I don't think I'm going to leave my marriage just because my husband has a child outside. It's for better, for worse, remember? And the Bible said forgive 70 times, 7 times. So if you cannot forgive your husband for ordinary polygamy, then you're not ready for marriage. This is Africa, and polygamy is accepted. So feel free to call the number on your screen. If you just joined the show, we have another caller. Hello. Hello, good evening. Can you be audible, please? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Could you turn down the volume of your TV?
Hello?
I can hear you, ma'am. Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello?
I can hear you. Go ahead, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Can you be audible? I think we lost the caller. Please, when you're trying to call, turn down the volume of your television so that I can hear you, so that we can contribute to this polygamy thing. The trendy one that is happening online is this popular actor Yolo Edochie and Julius. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good evening, everyone.
Okay. Where are you calling from? Okay. Do you want to contribute to the show? You will have something to say about the story.
Hello?
I can hear you. Go ahead. I think we lost the caller. Please. If you're calling the show, turn down the volume of your television so that I can hear you. The number is right on your screen. If you're just joining the show, it's Moments with Blessing CEO, DSTV Pop Central Channel 189. That's where you get the latest show. We're talking about polygamy, about a man who impregnated another woman and wants to bring her home, just like this trending actor Yolo Edochie, and all of us have been dragging for 3 years now for taking another wife. So we're talking about polygamy. You're a woman. Are you going to let your husband bring in another woman? Hello, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Hello?
I can hear you. Go ahead. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Okay, good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay.
Farah from Lagos.
Okay. You want to contribute to the show?
You look so very beautiful.
Thank you so much.
First of all,
Thank you. God bless you. So you want to contribute to the show about polygamy?
yes.
Go ahead. Hello. Oh my God. I think I love this caller so much. She said we should do it the right way. But the question is, what is the right way? How many women would actually accept polygamy? If your husband walks up to you now and tell you, "Hi, baby, I have a confession to make. I impregnated somebody else," what is going to be your reaction? I know going to use buttons to break his egg. So the question now is, what is the right way to actually pass the message to these women about polygamy? We have accepted that it's okay for you to be polygamous in nature because men cannot stay one place. But how do we actually pass this message to this woman? Because they've been dragging this popular actor Yola Ducci for 3 years because he married another woman. The internet has been dragging him like the lion's den. And the man is saying, I have the right to marry more than one wife. And the internet is saying, no, you would have told your wife before you took another wife. In my own opinion, the man has apologized. He has begged and begged and begged. When you offend somebody and you beg the person, you go kill yourself. The woman said she doesn't want polygamy. And the man said, I want to grow my children under one roof. So to me, I don't see anything wrong. I actually find it very dignified. I'm a fan of Yola Ducci. Yes, a very big fan of Yola Ducci. And I find it very dignified. I find this an odogu, just like his wife used to call him. An odogu, to be able to say, I want to bring in 2 wives. It's not easy. It takes strength, it takes guts to be able to make that strong decision. That's what makes you a man. To be able to take up responsibility. It's not just to impregnate women. The question is, can you take up the responsibility when it comes? And I think that's what polygamy is all about. The phone number is right on your screen if you want to contribute. I think we have a caller. Hello?
Good evening.
Okay. You want to contribute to the show? Go ahead.
Okay, good evening. I'm calling from Sapien.
Good evening, my dear. How are you doing? You want to contribute to the show?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Yes, speaking with this polygamy, I really love polygamy of the king because. Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead, darling.
The polygamy of the king, I love it so much because you cannot go to pregnant again and you leave the door with kids. It does not make sense. So it's better when you present the baby, you as a man, the man can take your responsibility. So for example, like me, I'll take myself as an example. I was pregnant a man.
Okay.
And I know nobody was married. Later on, he opened up to me that I was married. So, this man, think about it. Look at this marriage now. With this man, I will be a single mother. So I said, no. You marry me, and tell yourself that no problem. You marry me also. We cannot be the same people, but you give me my own home, and you be there for me when it's time to go. When I need my own need as a woman, you get for me. So we move on. Men are scared now, so what you have, you only very, very well.
Wow.
That's my own opinion to you.
No, that's a very wonderful one. Thank you so much. I think I love this caller from Sapele. She said she's accepted polygamy, that she even got impregnated by somebody and actually told the guy that the guy would have to marry her. I think that's a dignified. I like bold women, you know, because I don't think there's anybody that's you impregnate and leave the person outside wedlock. What if that person wants to be your sister or to be your friend or to even be your own relative? The case is going to be different. So right now we're going to be going on a break, and when we get back, we're going to be talking about polygamy. Don't forget, it's Moment with Blessing you. And if you're just tuning in to channel 189 DSTV Pop Central only. We'll be right back, guys. So you're welcome back to Moment with Blessing CEO. If you're just tuning into your television, tune into channel 189 DSTV, showing only on Pop Central. We're talking about polygamy. Yeah, polygamy is the topic. As a woman, how are you going to feel when your husband come and tell you that I impregnated somebody and I want to bring them under one roof? What's going to be your feeling? How are you going to react? Are you going to support? Are you going to leave the marriage? Are you going to say, I know they do it again? Are you going to pack your children and leave? We want to know your reaction about polygamy. As for the few callers who have called, the women who called said there is absolutely nothing wrong with polygamy. As for me as a relationship expert, I feel there is nothing wrong with polygamy. It's dignifying for me. It's honorable for me, and it's a responsibility for me for a man to impregnate a woman. I want to own up the responsibility. The reality about it is that we women, we are always selfish when it comes to other people. What if it were to be the child that was impregnated and doing don'ts? Nobody wants to be a baby mama. It's not planned. So when a man actually impregnates a woman and wants to do the right thing, I think it's something very dignifying to do. Don't forget the phone number to call to drop your opinion is right on the screen. I want to hear from the men. I want to see how the men are going to react. The women have been calling and saying it's okay for polygamy. I want to hear from the men's perspective, from the men's point of view. How are you going to bring this news to your wife? We have a caller. Hello? Hello? I think we lost the caller. Please, when you call in, talk about the volume of your television.
Hello?
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 I can hear you.
Good evening.
Good evening. What's your name? How are you?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Hello? Hello? Good evening.
Evening.
Good evening. I'm Kunle from Abuja. My own opinion on this polygamy issue is that me, I will not be able issue.
Hold down the volume
I will not
of
be
your
able to tolerate it. Immediately my husband is pregnant another woman, I pack my children and leave. Because it's the child, if you raise a child, if you raise your children in that kind of environment, it's toxic.
Okay. What makes it toxic? I think we lost the caller. She said she will not be able to take polygamy because if you raise your children under that kind of roof, it's going to be very toxic. I wanted to understand what she meant by toxic. I don't think there's anything wrong in raising children under the same roof, and it's depending on how you group them. There's nothing toxic about that. I think it's even more toxic when these children are apart. You don't know your brothers, you don't know your sisters. I think when these kids are united, it's better. We have another caller. Hello. Hello. Good evening. Could you turn down the volume of your TV? Please, when you call, turn down the volume of your TV so that I can hear you, so that we need enough contribution. Actually, from the men, want to hear from the men what they think about polygamy, how you're going to break this news to your wife if you pregnant somebody else. Are you going to buy her a car? Are you going to kneel down? Are you going to cry? How will you break this news to her? And how are you going to deal with the reaction? Knowing that a lot of women will not accept polygamy. We have another caller, guys. Hello. Hello.
So let's say I can do it if my wife understands.
Okay. Hello. I think this caller was very point. He said, basically, men are definitely going to support polygamy because they like plenty food. They are always saying they cannot eat one food. They cannot eat only eggs. They don't have to eat vegetable, salad. They will support polygamy. But the question, I actually love this last caller that called. The question is, what kind of woman did you marry? Do you understand your wife? Do you know her reaction? I think that's the breaking point. For you, how are you going to break this news to your wife? Is your wife an understanding wife to be able to know that, okay, my husband have erred. I cannot kill him. He has impregnated a woman. Let's bring this child home and bring this child together. I prefer my husband to bring his side chick home. Let me know who my husband is dealing with than outside. That's the honest truth. So I support polygamy 100%. as a woman. Bring her home instead of bringing her outside. Let me know what I'm going to. We have another caller.
Hello.
Hello. Good evening, sir.
Hello.
Good evening, sir. I can hear you. Please turn down the volume of your television.
Good evening.
I can hear you, sir. Go ahead.
I'm Dr. Bat.
Okay.
I'm Dr. Bat.
Okay, sir. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay.
I'm Barrister Tosma.
Okay. Go ahead,
So
sir.
I can't really hear you.
I can hear you clearly. Go ahead.
Okay, so concerning the polygamous something that you were saying, I was watching the TV and I saw it.
Okay.
You said?
I can hear you.
Okay, concerning the topic we're talking on.
I can hear you, sir.
So I think generally men are polygamous on our own. I don't like to use.
I think I wanted to hear so much from this caller. He was very honest. He said he's not going to lie to me. Naturally, men are polygamous in nature. I have a lot of men behind the camera. They're not looking at me and eyeing me. They are polygamous in nature. Both the ones that will bring the children home and the ones that will not bring the children home. Both the baby mamas, they are poly's in their DNA, and it's part of our culture. No matter how you want to fight it, how you want to try, polygamy is part of us. The question is, can you get together under the same roof? I think it's one of the best opinions, so long as you have an understanding whereby you can control your home. And that's what it should be. Men say they are polygamous in nature, so there is nothing you want to do as a woman that will stop a man from cheating. That will stop them from sleeping with women without protection. We have another caller. Hello? Please turn down the volume of your TV while you're calling. Hello? I think we lost the caller. When you want to call, turn down the volume of your TV so that I can hear you. The number to call is right on your screen. It's 2 moments blessed to see you. Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, I guess
What's your name?
can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. It's alright. I'm trying to make a contribution.
Go ahead.
So, the issue of polygamy, I believe men are polygamous the same way as women are too. There are women that are polygamous and still dead.
Really?
Okay?
Okay.
And you say you believe in it 100%.
Okay.
So, for me, my take is that someone that wants to have a peaceful marriage, you understand?
Yeah.
They shouldn't vote for polygamy, except it's people that want that goes all the time. Those are the people that should be going for polygamy. But when you come to polygamy, you're having jealousy and all those things.
So you don't believe that a
Yeah,
man,
that's what I have to
you don't
say.
believe that a man can actually put his home together.
Alright, bye.
Okay, thank you very much for calling. The guy actually made a very good point. He said, if you want to use this very powerful senator, for example, Ned Nwoko, he has more than 5 wives. And they all live together. He all put his children in one roof. That's the honest truth. And I've never heard any of them fighting or quarreling or saying this child or this child. No. I think it's the man. It's how you want to curb your home or curb the women that you are dating or you're married to. And I'm also going to say to the men out there, if you want to be polygamous in nature, make sure you have money to be able to take care of these children. Because when there is money, I don't think there will be bad goods. I think the bad goods actually come when you cannot take a certain responsibility. In Igbo language, you will say, Anota abo achupo agadi. When you marry the second one, you will now start maltreating the first one. But if you can treat the women and treat the children equally, there is absolutely nothing wrong in polygamy. And as for women, there is no way we will cry from today to tomorrow that will stop men from being polygamous in nature, especially in Africa. It is part of our culture, it is part of our tradition, it is part of us. Men are polygamous in nature. The earlier we begin to understand that, the better for us. We have men that say, I don't want to marry more than one wife, but situation happen. Now, condition of you make crayfish bed. A man might say, I want to marry just one wife, but along the line, something could happen. I expect you to be an understanding wife. I expect you to support your husband. Why leave your home just because your husband made a mistake or just because he impregnated somebody else? I don't think that's what marriage is all about. Marriage is all about forgiveness, acceptance, love. In fact, when your husband impregnates another woman, I think that's the best time that you need to be an understanding wife and a mother. Like I said, if this girl was to be your child, your sister or your loved one, trust contribution that you want to contribute, feel free to call the number on the screen and drop your contribution about polygamy. If you're a man, how are you going to express this to your wife? We have a caller. Hello. Hello, good evening.
Hello?
Good evening, Mom. I can hear you.
Good evening. Hello?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
What?
I think we lost the caller. I can always hear you. Once you call, just turn down the volume of your TV and I can hear you. We have another caller.
Another call.
Hello? Turn down the volume of your TV.
Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Hello?
I can hear you. Go
My
ahead.
mama, the mama.
How are you doing?
Good evening, mama.
Good evening, how are you?
Hey, good.
Please turn down the volume on the television when you're calling. I know you want to hear yourself, but if the volume of the television is high, I cannot hear what you're saying. So once you call and your call is being picked, turn down the volume of your TV. We have another caller. Hello? Good evening, sir.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, sir.
Okay. Health data is a German and philosophy is we saw that working and polygamy.
All the relationship and marriage stuff, we're actually talking about polygamy. If you're a man, how do you break this news to your wife? If you impregnated somebody outside, if you're a woman, how are you going to react to it? So we have another caller. Hello? Hello? Hello, good evening.
Hello?
Good evening, darling. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Yes, mama, good evening, ma.
Good evening, darling. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
So you wanna come
I
to
so much love you, mama. I'm happy to hear from you today.
I love you too.
Your voice.
I love you too, my darling. So what do you want to
Hello?
contribute to this? I can hear you.
Okay. According to what we are discussing on,
Okay?
can you hear me, ma?
Very loud and clear.
Okay, yeah, it's a nice topic and there's nothing actually wrong with polygamy per se, but it does not fit when there is money. It's not for the abuse, you understand?
Yeah.
You know you're not capable of going into polygamy and you want to go to a selfish business, you want to go into polygamy. You understand? So I think there's nothing wrong with that when the person started to take care of the both families. But there's no man that is very wrong. This man he has four wives. You understand? And he told them that anytime you fight, any of them fight, that they will hide their back and go to. And that's why they have been so good to each other, they are not fighting. So I think it's in the hand of the
She said, did you hear what she said? If you want to be polygamous, you have to have money. Polygamy is not for the poor. If you want to be polygamous in nature, you want to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wives. You need to have the financial capacity to take care of them. Because it's only when you have the financial capacity that you can actually control them. If you have up to 4 wives, 5 wives, 6 wives, anybody that fights in your house, you tell the person you go work and come out with your bikini. So for a man, if you want to go into polygamy or you want to start sleeping around with different girls without protection, make sure you have money. Because I think money is the bone of contention. Being able to bring these children under one roof and take responsibility of all of them. The number to call is still on your screen, and I'm still going to keep using this actor as an example. Yola Duce. I think I respect him a lot. He's been dragged for so many years just for taking another wife. I don't know why the internet is dragging him. He says, I want polygamy. I'm a polygamous man. And people are saying, no, you must marry one woman. You don't tell a man what to do. The deed has been done. And some people actually ask me, can you fall in love with 2 women at the same time? Yes, you can. Because there's something you might actually be benefiting from this woman. You might not benefit from this woman. Remember we said, men don't like to eat one soup. This one might be okra. This one might be egusi. Tomorrow you want a dikaiko. Next tomorrow you want that fan. This is our culture. No matter how we want to imitate the white people, polygamy is part of us. In the days of our forefathers, they used to marry their wives and keep all of them in one roof. Nothing happened. So I don't think there's anything wrong with polygamy. There is no woman that is qualified to be a baby mama, or there is no woman that should be groomed or her child should be groomed outside wedlock. If this person were to be your daughter, and when you're calling, please turn down the volume of your television. We have a caller. Hello. Hello, good evening.
Hello?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Welcome to Momentum. Blessed to see you. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hello, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, I can hear you. Go ahead and contribute.
Hello, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay.
About polygamy, especially with this particular actor. I'm a fan of Yola Duce. Like I'm a #1 fan. I see people saying, why does he have to marry another wife? So long as he has the capacity to take care of all his children, and I think he's doing so. We have another caller. Hello. Good evening, sir. Please turn down the volume of your TV so that we can hear you. If you don't turn down the volume of the TV, we will not be able to hear you. Please feel free to call the number on your screen if you want to contribute. Hello? When you're calling, please turn down the volume of your TV.
Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Hello?
Good evening, ma'am. I can hear you. Go ahead, I can hear you. What's your name and where are you calling from? I think we lost the caller. We're still talking about polygamy. If you're a man and you impregnate another woman, how are you going to break the news to your wife? And if you're a woman and your husband comes to tell you that he impregnated somebody else and want to bring her into the house under one roof, what is going to be your reaction? You're going to be right back on DSTV channel 189. If you're just tuning in, sit down. We'll be right back. I love you guys. How are you going to react if your husband come and tell you right now that I have a child outside and I want to bring the child home, I don't want to grow my children outside wedlock? What's going to be your reaction as a woman? And as a man, how are you going to break this news to your wife? Are you going to do, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care, mommy won't talk?
Bring the woman home and the child.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I think I love your opinion. I think I love the women on the show. They are very mature, they are very calculative, and they are very intelligent. I thought I was going to hear the women bantering. Yes, this woman said, bring her home. But tell me, but there's something a lot of people do not understand. A lot of men do not actually plan to be polygamous in nature. There are some men that want to be faithful to their wives, but something does happen. Now, condition I make crayfish could bend. So it's not as if these men actually plan this polygamy. There's some of these men that just want one wife. But along the way, temptation, these Delilahs and all these young Jezebels, Gen Z baddies, they will come and just put men into temptation. And you know these girls of these days, they are hot, man, the millennials, everybody is looking tam. And like somebody said, the color men are scarce. So anyone when you see you, one hole and gum body, you understand. So I'm going to leave the line open for you to drop your opinion. The phone number to call is right on your screen. And it's Moment with Blessing CEO. And we're talking about polygamy. If you're just joining the show, it's channel 189 DS. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, how are you doing?
Hello.
I can hear you loud and clear, darling.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. I can hear you, darling.
I'm fine, ma'am. I love you. I'm a big fan of you.
I love you too much. So you want to
So my opinion
okay?
on this polygamy family stuff and all that is that the man should open up to the woman.
Okay.
Because yes, you know that men are polygamous in nature. But it is better that you open up to the woman that I'm married though and I have children, so that the choice is very painful and dirty. So the thing is that men should open up to the woman that I'm a married man and I have children outside, so that it will be the choice of that woman to say, okay, I will accept to be a polygamy family or whatever, with open hands. Not that you just lie, because at the end of the day, this is marriage or lies and all that. So it's better to make you open up in this polygamy of a fool.
Oh my God, thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
I love you, darling. Thank you so much. She said that the men should open up to polygamy, but the honest truth is, like I said, a lot of men do not plan to be polygamous in nature. A lot of men do not even know that they will cheat. Some men actually love their wives so much. That's temptation. Sometimes you go just to make the girl go chop one mouth. As you just go chop one mouth, belly go enter. Baby girl will say she won't come up belly. Now so it's take this time. So sometimes this polygamy is not like the man intentionally want to disrespect his wife. No. Sometimes it's the circumstances that just cause all this baby mama and stuff like that. So I expect the women out there to be understanding with these young girls. Men are scarce. Responsible men are scarce. The people we have these days, all these boys are roaming about with pennies. They don't have shame by. So it's very, very difficult to find a man that is responsible enough to want to take the responsibility of grooming a child. That's why some women, once they get pregnant for a man, they say, no, I know they come out and okay, you go marry me and you go carry me enter house. So the phone number is still right on the screen. If you want to contribute to the show about polygamy, feel free to call the number on your screen. Don't forget to turn down the volume of your television if you want me to hear you. We need your opinion. It's very important. Hello, we have another caller. Hello. But if you want me to hear you, you have to turn down the volume of the TV. Don't forget, we're still in Pop Central Channel 189. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about polygamy. And we're talking about men, how are you going to break it to your wife when you have a child outside wedlock? And women, how are you going to accept it? Are you going to accept polygamy? Or are you going to say, I don't want this marriage again? We're actually waiting for different opinions from different people. Hello.
Hello, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. How are you doing?
Hello, good evening, ma'am. Can you help me?
I can hear you loud and clear, my darling. Go ahead. Oh my God, when you call, please turn down the volume of your television. You want to get enough calls. You want to get, the calls are jamming. When you call, just reduce the volume of your TV. I know you want to hear yourself, but I cannot hear you. So feel free to turn down the volume of your TV. We're also talking about polygamy. I would like us to contribute because the...
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Your name and where are you calling from?
Hello.
Good evening, ma'am. I can hear you.
Good evening.
Go ahead. You want to contribute to the show?
That's for me. Hello?
I can hear you, ma'am. Loud and clear. Go ahead.
Yeah, what I want to say is that to me, for the man, they should try to be telling the woman the truth. But if truly you love the woman and you know that you love your wife at home and you love the one that you are going out with.
I would say for men out there, if you have to make that decision of polygamy, please tell your wife. I think the bone of contention is that the women want to be aware. If you want to make this decision, don't spring it up on them. I think it's that spring up that gets a lot of them very uncomfortable. So if you're a man, we have another caller. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello.
Go ahead, ma'am, I can hear you.
Are you hearing me?
Loud and clear.
Okay. So I want to talk about the polygamy issue.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Yeah. Number one is we are in Africa. You understand? And we have cultures, we have traditions. I know we are trying to civilize another, but at the end of the day, we are still African. And this issue of polygamy is not something that I will just take up. If you are a wife and your husband happens to have another woman outside and you are aware of that, if you can cope with the whole issue, it is okay. But if you feel you cannot cope, because it is an option for you to decide if you can cope or not. I don't see the reason why a man has to insult you or maybe say, no, you must accept. No, it is not done that way. If I happen to be in a situation where my husband will say, okay, I have another woman outside, I have to decide. You have another woman outside. I will then decide on my own. Will I accept her or will I look for my own alternative? You have made your choice of marrying another woman or getting another woman friend or having another family. You understand me? Except maybe you are the one taking care of the man, taking care of the family. That is where it is very wrong for the man to do such a thing. But whereby a man is taking proper care of the family, taking proper care of the children, the affairs of the home, and it's capable. Another thing is if the man has the finances to run the home, because a polygamous home is not an easy one. Even a single home that is not a monogamous home is not even easy to be run. Some more of having 2, 3 additional wives and children. You need to be capable. 1, financially. 2, mentally, emotionally strong. Because it's not easy to control women at all. It is not. So if a man say you want to go and bring in another wife, you have to be sure that you are a man enough to do it. It's not just about having money, because some people say I must have money. Money alone is not the issue. Money alone, there are some men that I see they have money, yes, the family is not a thing. You will have to stand. You have to talk as a man, give orders, give authorities, and make sure that the woman under you, the women under you, have to respect you. So anyone that says no, I cannot do this, it is not a do or die affair. You walk out. You walk out. That is how I see it. And it's not right that you keep a woman outside and then you will see her. I don't know the kind of plan you have for her. If they happen to put your daughter in that kind of situation, I believe that as a man you will not be happy. It's either you are marrying the lady or you are letting her go. So that is my thing.
Thank you so much. This is very intelligent. I think I love this caller. She was very plain. She sounded very intelligent. It's not just about money. You have the emotional stability, because we women will get wild. Our wild are not the year. That's the thing. Do you have the emotional, financial capacity? Do you have the mental capacity? Do you have the emotional capacity to bring these women together? Except your house will become Fuji house of commotion. You will pack women and keep in the house. To go home will not be hungry you. So as a man, if you want to be polygamous in nature, you need to be ready. Women are bunch of wahala. You just have to run just a normal one man in monogamous home is work. Of course, polygamy, when you want to pack different women from different tribes and different children, you have to be strong mentally. So when you're doing polygamy or you're sleeping around as a man without protection, you should have an understanding that there are consequences, there are implications to this stuff. So you prepare your mind, and just like the lady said, women, let's be considerate. If it were to be your sister, and let's be very honest, a lot of these young girls don't even know the left to their rights. It's even your husbands that you're supposed to blame, because these men are supposed to use protection on these young girls. If you know you're not going to marry her, or you don't want to have a family with this young girl, why sleep with her without protection? Because the consequences of sleeping with a woman without protection is having a baby. And not every woman will want to have an abortion. And there's some women that have actually had abortions severally and say, I don't want to abort again, I will born this one. So as a man, first of all, you need to understand decision making and be sure that this is what you want to do. Mentally, financially, emotionally, you must be strong if you want to go into polygamy. You must have coconut head like you or Odichi. You can see that they've been dragging you for the past 3 years. And he used to say, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. Mommy, watch out. I don't care, I don't care. So if you must be a polygamous man, you must have coconut head. Like the last caller said, make sure it is not the woman that is paying the bill. And you want to be polygamous. Before you say you want to go into polygamy, you are a man, you will do. So that when you're bringing in these women or you're bringing in these children, you can stand your feet to the ground and make a very strong decision. Don't forget the number to call is right on your screen if you want to contribute to polygamy. How are you going to react as a woman if your husband come and tell you that I'm bringing in another wife? And how are you going to tell your wife as a man, if you bring another woman, I want to bring her under the same roof? That is what we're talking about. The phone number to call is right on your screen. And when you're calling, please feel free to turn down the volume of your television so I can hear you. We have a caller. Hello. Hello. Good evening. Please be audible. Hello. Go ahead, I can hear you. I think we lost the caller. Please, when you call, try and be audible and turn down the volume of your television so that I can hear you. We're still right here in Pop Central, channel 189, Women to Bless the CEO. We have another caller, Women to Bless the CEO. So if you're just tuning in, we're talking about polygamy. You know, it's been trending about the popular actor Yul Edochie who got married to another woman. And the internet has been really mad. We have another caller. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
I can hear you, ma'am. Go ahead.
Hello.
Go ahead, I can hear you.
Good evening, how are you?
I'm fine. And you?
Are you hearing me?
Loud and clear, ma'am.
Alright. I'm happy listening to, I just want to chip in my own thoughts. It takes maturity on the part of a man to keep a home together, especially when you have many wives. When I was growing up, there was a particular man in our village. He had 2 wives and had so many children. But the way he brought up those children still matters me up until today. Because you can hardly know which among the 2 wives that bear each of the children, because they coexisted together happily. The oldest wife and the younger wife, they were living happily together. Up till now, I still, if I look at the family, I still wonder how they know will still do to at least, bring all the children and the 2 wives harmoniously and happily together. The man has died now, but the two wives are still alive and the children are still doing great. So, like I said earlier on, it takes maturity and it takes emotional balance on the part of a man to be able to have a polygamous family successfully. Thank you.
Thank you so much, man. This was very interesting.